my intention was to kind of give spotlight to people who don't normally get that kind of spotlight with their channels. To bring, not that I'm a huge channel, but I try to give them a little bit extra spotlight to say what they got to say. And because a lot of people ask me, well, Retro, why haven't you gone on Twitch yet, Kick yet? Because they got 95% payout. I feel like I'm starting over. People got to realize that it's not that simple just to say, okay, Twitch fan base, I'm moving to Kick. Everybody's not going to do that.
What's up, good people? Welcome to the Game Changers podcast. I am your host, diddyonasis. Now let's go change the game. What's up, good people? It's your guy, diddyonasis, the host of the Game Changers podcast. And we're here back with another multi-talented guest. All right, he's a man of many hats. He's a full-time content creator. He's I don't want to call you a life coach, but he's a content coach, right? He's a game show host.
Too. Content works.
He's a game show host. He's a retro gaming expert. Can we call you an expert?
Yeah, I like that title, man. You give me all kind of praise right now. I love this, man. I'm soaking this in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the more I watch you, the more you reveal that you do. You know what I mean? So I think that's dope. But Game Changers podcast, welcome. RetroRecap to the Game Changers podcast. Now let's go change the game. Retro, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's good? I'm doing wonderful, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. This is going to be a great time talking all things retro podcasting. I love it, man. I thank you, man.
And I left out that you was a podcaster also. I forgot that part.
Yeah, bro. It feels good to be on the other end. I'm always the host person role, and now I'm being interviewed, or so this is great. I like podcasting because I'm getting to experience both sides of it. So this is awesome.
Got it. So now we're on the topic of podcasting. Like, what is your podcast name? Like, just can you break it down a little bit for us?
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about it. So my podcast is called the Retro Rewind Podcast. We started it back in 2021. Yeah. The idea was kind of brainstormed in 2020 due to the fact that, pandemic was going on and, everybody was in the house. So we try to capitalize on the opportunity to get more ears and more eyes on the show because everybody was inside. But things didn't come together fully in 2020. We had to brainstorm how it was going to work. And we launched our first episode in November of 2021. And the goal with the podcast, at least for me, because we're on season 2, but season 1 started in 2021. The goal for me was to kind of start a podcast where we can kind of get to know the community. So everybody that I've had on, we've had at least probably almost 40 guests over the last 2 years. And part of the idea is to have a conversation with them, let the community know more about them. I get to know more about them. A lot of these people that I talk with, I've talked to for the very first time, like actually like verbally. Right. And most of the time is we talk in chat, but a lot of these people that are first time verbal, you know what I'm saying? So get to learn a little bit about them. They get to learn a little bit about me. The chat gets engaged because they get to ask the guests questions. And it's more of a spotlight. It's not about me. It's not about a specific topic. What does that person like to do? How did they get into Twitch? How did they get into gaming? And we kind of been going with there. So we've had season 1, had about 20 guests, 22 guests. We're in season 2 right now, which launched in the end of 2022. And we, expanded in 2023. And it's the same thing. It's more like we have so many people come to the channel. So many people want to be on. And I like to have conversations with people. I like to learn people. And so that's basically what it's about as of right now. That my intention was to kind of give spotlight to people who don't normally get that kind of spotlight with their channels. To bring, not that I'm a huge channel, but I try to give them a little bit extra spotlight to say what they got to say, and just get talk about the non-gaming side per se, like your real life, growing up, childhood experiences. What did you want to be when you grew up? The childhood dream. What are you doing now? What are you working on in the future? So it's kind of getting to know people, and it's just a whole community thing. So it's great.
You know what? That sounds very, very similar to my story, man. Like the why you're doing it. That's very, very similar to my story when I got into podcasting, because I wanted to to get rid of that stigmatism that we're or the notion that all we are is just dumb gamers and we're wasting our time. So I wanted, especially with Call of Duty, like outside of the Call of Duty community, if you're looking at someone that doesn't play video games at all, they think you a fucking weirdo, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I just wanted to pull the veil back a little bit.
Yeah.
To show a little something, you know, because a lot of people like us, we are multi-talented, we are skilled at a lot of stuff, right? And we might not be millionaires, but we're self-taught to do a lot of stuff, you know, especially in the digital space, and that's going to be very, very, very valuable, like in the near future. You know, it's been like these skills that we picking up with editing, you know, communicating, mass communication, you know, live streaming, all of this stuff that we think that's like we take for granted because we know how to do it. That's big business out there in the real world. Like a lot of people don't know how to do this stuff. But
and my role with podcasting is to create those partnerships. You'd be surprised how many times I get a guest on and they sharing some of the skill sets that they have, and somebody else in the chat like, oh damn, you know how to do that? Yeah. You know, we should work together. You know what I'm saying? Or damn, you know how to do that? I'm working towards it. I'm not as proficient as you are, but shit, you sound like you are a professional. Let's work together. And so that's my role as a host, is to kind of bring those partnerships and collaboration together, because like you said, the backstory matters just as much. We all, you know, I'm interviewing the Twitch community, so we all know to some extent you like games, but let's learn a little bit more about you. What are you behind the scenes? What else do you do behind? What other skill sets do you have other than just gaming? You know, and so the backstory to me, the backstory matters probably more than anything, because yes, I am a gamer, but I don't call myself a streamer. I'm an entertainer. I'm everything. I'm not just a gamer, because I like to do a multitude of things. And what I like to hear about is people behind the scenes, what they do besides gaming. That's what I'm interested in, because I'm versatile in what I do. So I like to hear that versatility, what other people do. And even if it's just a trade that you have, you know, I'm interested in that. So the backstory matters just as much as the gaming, you know what I'm saying? So that piques my interest more than anything.
Now that we're talking about it, what's your backstory? Like, what's the why for Retro Recap?
So the why of why I content create is because I enjoy it. I've been doing it for a while, and I talk about this all the time in terms of like self-reflecting. What is my skill set exactly? You know, for the longest time, I didn't really understand what it was that I was meant to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it was that soul searching period. You know, I've been on started off with YouTube back in 2011 as a content creator. I would say up until like 2017, I took a break, and kind of resumed that in 2019 along with Twitch. But the why part of it is I enjoy doing more so live streams than pre-recorded content, but live stream because I get that live interaction with people. I like to hear people talk to me real time. You know what I'm saying? I made a video the other day about being original, being creative. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I feel that makes me original is that I don't look at other people's work and try to be a carbon copy of that.
Right.
I literally go back and watch videos from 7-8 years ago, look at what I was doing then, what are some things that I like to do, and what are some things I would never do now that I did back in the day, and kind of mesh it all together and see with more years on me, you know, growing up, getting older, you know, with more wisdom and more trial and error that I've been through, trying to put it all together, work on some things I liked back then, ditch some things I didn't like, and incorporate that now. So the why, no matter how much like when I took a break, no matter how much I was trying to seek other opportunities, seek other things, content creating always was around. Yeah. And so the more and more something comes around, it's in your face, it's basically telling you that's what you're meant to do. And so I love to do it. I love the live interaction. I love the live feedback. I like to make people laugh. Yeah. And it's just different with pre-recorded content. Yeah, I can make people laugh, but I like that instant reaction. Right. And you know, so right now I'm doing YouTube and Twitch, but I definitely enjoy more the live stream, and just because, you know, you get that live interaction with people that you just don't get with a YouTube video.
Got you. So you concentrate more so on streaming, but you touch a variety of different subjects and games, right? Because
Mhm.
you will be playing like like
Mm.
fighting games, and then you'll switch over, and then you like
Yeah.
how do you know what's what? Like what's gonna be?
I honestly, I just go off of I go off of what the flavor is or how I feel, and I go off the flavor of my audience. Like
Yeah,
the beautiful thing about me is I don't even play a lot of fighting games like that, but I know a lot of people in the community in my community that do, and and I know a little something. I might talk about experiences with playing fighting games, and or if I know somebody in the chat that's new that like fighting games, I might partner them up with a person that I know in the community that loves that. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty about being versatile. Like I used to play fighting games on the channel a while ago, back in 2020.
hmm
I kind of now stuck to my niche. Mainly now is podcasting, um, game show hosts. We play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Family Feud, Wheel of Fortune, all
yeah,
those kind of games. That's what I really love to do is the Jackbox. That's what I really like to do is be a game show host. But podcasting, game shows, entertainer, comedy guy,
yeah,
reaction guy, and then what do you know? Just the video games are like secondary to all of that. Like
yeah.
I don't really focus on the video gaming. It's more about creating interactions, which I do with the podcasting, game show hosting that brings the community together. Who don't like to play a good game of Wheel of Fortune, man? You know what I'm
So
saying?
you're
Things that
playing
can
with
bring.
people from the chat,
Yeah, yeah,
or it's people from the community.
yep, and that's what I enjoy is that live interaction, playing those kind of play spades, play Uno,
Yeah,
like stuff like that. Like I definitely started off as a Call of Duty guy playing Cold War, but I can play it, but it's not my forte.
right.
And so the more and more years go past, I realized like let's stick to the things I really love and I'm good at. And Call of Duty just wasn't on that list, but I'm versatile to know enough about it
Yeah,
to talk about it. And if somebody wanted to play it on a one-off type of situation, I'll play,
right.
but it's not something I built my channel around.
Yo, I'm interested in like getting the whole team together and playing some Wheel of Fortune or playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, man. I think that would be
That
dope.
sounds good. That
Um,
sounds good. And we usually do it once a month, every Friday. The Millionaire. Now we play Wheel of Fortune, Spades, Jackbox regularly, weekly. But the Millionaire we do because it just takes some time to build all that together. But we had a couple $1 million winners. I mean, it's fun. I don't know. My grandmother's a big game show person. Price is Right.
yeah,
Who Wants to
that's
Be
how
a
I grew up.
Millionaire? Love Connection. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those type of games. So I grew up on
Jeopardy.
that type of games. Yeah, and so I always see myself filling that role of a host. Like Millionaire, Regis Philbin was my guy. Like I always see myself in those shoes. Like one day I want to do something like that. And so on a smaller scale, Twitch has kind of provided me that platform to be able to interact with people and still fulfill that dream of being a game show host. So it's great,
hmm
And one of the things I always say is like, look, live out your dreams. Like the time and age that we live in,
Yeah,
this is not time to be wasting, uh, slaving yourself to a 9 to 5.
nine to
Like
five.
go
Yeah,
out there and do what you love to do, and not worry about money being the reason why you do things you do. Like Twitch is as of right now, Twitch is my primary source of income.
wow.
And no, it's not paying amazing, but my goal is that it's going to, and our opportunities will open up for me to make more income, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing, so that kind of overrides the lack of money that I was
Damn.
getting, because I left my 9 to 5 job making almost 60,000-70,000 a year.
Okay.
Somebody look at me crazy like, what the hell you doing? but
Right.
but
So how did you
the
eliminate the fear? From walking away from a position like that, because I was in the same boat. You know,
hmm
but I
it,
never took that. I could never walk
if
away.
you still here?
Hello.
Oh, okay. You froze for a second. Okay,
Oh,
I think I heard the question. So,
yeah.
yeah. So it took some time. It took some time. It wasn't nothing I just snap decision. The idea came around 2021, and I've been talking about it, but I wasn't ready to do it because I was so hell bent on the money, the financials. Like, and I was just like, 2023 came around. I'm just like, look, this job's stressing me out. They controlling my time. They control my money because used to get guaranteed overtime. Now they shrinking our hours so that we don't get overtime. So my money is
Wow.
limited. then you're making all these extra rules for, because I was a commission, I was working off commission and base, but they can manipulate when they want to give you a pay cut. They know how to manipulate the commissions to give you a pay cut without saying it's a pay cut. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They'll say it's unlimited amount of money you can make, but how to get that is so crazy that no one's ever going to do it. But it sounds good. And so I had to look at that more. I'm like, okay, it sounds good, but reality is no one's getting this. So you control my time, you control my money. I got to wake up 9 o'clock every day. You tell me when I get off. I get off 5 every day. I don't like that. I'm more of a free bird.
Right.
So at least with stream, I can control my schedule. I was doing a work from home job where I can control a little bit of my time. I just wanted more freedom. Yeah. So it was not easy. But when you value your time and you don't like the fact that people control your time and tell you what to do, the decision became easy for me. Like, look, something's got to give here. Like, I'm gonna have to give up this money for a little bit and build myself back up. But I bet you I'm having the best time of my life because of the fact that I can control my time and my money. Because I mean, granted, I'm not getting much, but the money that I'm getting from it is satisfying because it's something I love to do, and I can say, hey, I made this money. I made this money my way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And not because of someone dictating my time and my income. So yeah, there's gotta be a trade-off. And I chose to trade the time for the money. And I don't regret it at all. At all.
Yo, that's takes some big kahunas.
And here's the thing.
You know what I mean?
I still got a car I'm paying off. Yeah. I still got rent that but my thing about it is I'm not worrying about where the money's coming from. If you believe and if you believe in yourself and you know what you can do, and believe in energy and faith, the money's gonna come. The money's gonna come somehow, some ways. It'd be times where I stress myself like, where is this gonna come from? And I still pay it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just gotta believe in it. It's not. You gotta have the certain mindset to think like that, because I wasn't a guy that thought like that. I was like, look, if I leave this bitch, I'm sorry. I'm definitely using profanity. My bad.
Oh, you good, man.
Okay, cool. Because I'm so used to, I'm rated R. My content's rated R. So I didn't know.
We grown people, man. This is be good.
Okay. Because I'm just going off right now. But yeah, no. But like, you know, I got shit that I got to pay for, but worrying about where it's gonna come from was only making it worse. Yeah. Just do what you do. Allow things to work the way they're supposed to. And I realized when you are working and living in your purpose, things that you don't see come out of nowhere. Damn. And shit being paid for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not evicted. My car is still being paid. So I don't got no cheap car. So it's like this money coming somewhere. You know, because Twitch only paying me once a month, and YouTube I'm not getting a whole lot of money. I'm not getting a whole lot of money from YouTube. So it's like the money's coming somewhere. So I just believe enough to know that I'm fulfilling my purpose. I'm working in my purpose. I'm helping people grow, helping people meet each other. And there's good in that, because when you do God's work and helping people, you know, combine and work together and be in unity, you're going to get rewarded for that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I don't know how it's going to be, but I know I'm going to get rewarded. Just with this whole thing with Jonah, this thing came out of nowhere. Yeah. But it was an opportunity for me that I didn't see coming. You know what I'm saying? Who knows where that's going to go? But there wasn't nothing I projected or planned out. But I know I do good work, and Jonah has seen my work before, and he knows what I can do, and he chose me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean about not being able to foresee things, but knowing that when you work in your purpose, good things are going to happen to you.
Like, how did you get over that period? Like, you know, as content creators, when we first turn these cameras on, or we first started live streaming, and you don't have you're not coming into the game with a huge community. Like, how? I don't know if this happened to you, or were you ever in this position, but how did you like get over the hump of like just talking into the empty space, like, or did you just come in the game with a following?
A little bit with Twitch. A little bit, which is only because I had a little bit of a community on YouTube. So when I made the transition to Twitch, it wasn't as bad. But don't get me wrong, there was still streams where 1 or 2 people was in there, and it's like, the one thing I always say when it comes to that is, look, you got to learn how to entertain yourself, because you never know who's going to come in your stream and pop in. They may not say nothing, but they're watching you. And so if you're on screen and you're just silent, and you know, you're basically proving like there's nobody in there, then people that do happen to scroll by your stream, they're gonna see that and leave. So I learned to just be able to hold a conversation with myself. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about anything off the top of my head.
Yes, sir.
And just like that, somebody heard me talking about something and they jump it in a conversation and then it goes from there. So yeah, I can understand from some people like streaming in front of nobody. It's difficult and it's not fun because the idea of broadcasting is that you want people to watch you.
Yeah.
But you gotta know how to build that up. And if you stream like nobody's watching you, then no one is watching you. So I've always learned to have a conversation myself, have topics ready to go, and just start talking about it. And you just never know. And then of course the social media aspect, just use your social media to kind of show people what you do. I always was a guy that used to have clips galore. Like if you look at my OneDrive, I got clips from 5-6 years ago in the OneDrive from Xbox.
Right.
So I'll post shit, and people just look at it and they react. And of course, I tag my Twitch. Slowly but surely, people were going over to Twitch, and you know, and I know what I can do once I get the people in there. I can keep you in there. It was just getting the people to begin with. So you know, then that's why I love the stream coaching. Because I can tell my story to other people. People come to me and ask me all the time, well, Retro, how do you do what you do? I'm like, look, it's simple. I'm a natural talker. Right. I'm a natural guy that brings people together. And so if you're having a hard time doing it, I can teach you that, and I can also get you to collaborate with other people. And so it's everybody don't have the same skill sets. That's why we're humans. We all do different things. We all do things differently. We all have our great things that we do good at. We also have our things that we're not good at.
Right.
And part of collaborations is to pair you up with people that can do the things that you may not be good at but want to get good at. You know, there's things that I'm not good at, like City John and my stream. I'm not good with structure at all. I'm great with the on-screen content. I can make you laugh. I can present a good thing on content on screen. But when it comes to organizing and planning, no, that's not me. And so I had to develop a team of people that was good at that kind of stuff. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had weekly meetings. We talk about, you know, what the outlook of the stream, and it's helping me to be a little bit more structured. I have people that do artwork, art emotes and stuff. So it's like I don't do all that stuff, but it's great to collab with people that know how to do and good at that kind of shit. And they allow me to just present myself on screen and do what I do best. So collaborations are big. But it's gotta be natural. You can't force people to, you know what I'm saying? Like people just naturally come to my stream and like what I do and want to work with me. So it just works out that way. Some people just are a magnet. Like people just attract to you. For some reason I think I'm one of those people. So I got a
Twitch question, a kick question actually, but that I don't want to forget. But I want to ask, since you mentioned earlier that when you mentioned your podcast, you said we, and I think you said y'all or we. It was plural, right? So you have a team of individuals that you do the podcast with? Because I'm sorry, I never saw it. I apologize, man.
No, it's perfectly fine. No, but when it comes to the podcast, it's usually me and somebody from the community that I choose as a guest. Now, as far as the team I work with in terms of the everyday streams, I do have a team of people I work with. City John and Juice 2099. You'll probably meet them soon, but Juice is the guy with the artwork, does the emotes and stuff, any graphics, merch designs. City John is the structurer. She plans, she gets everything on Excel, Microsoft Word, Google Drive, and we keep all our ideas on black and white. So that, because I'm the kind of guy where I say stuff and I don't remember. I don't remember shit. So she's kind of helped me write everything down. Right. Write everything because your ideas are good. You're a great creative mind, but you don't remember anything. And so let's write everything down and let's park it. When it's time to revisit it, we already have it here. We wrote it down. And so that's helping me get better with it. So we all have this team has great things that we all do. Yeah. And of course they're not streamers. You know what I'm saying? So I've been want to see you win, right? Yeah. So seeing me kind of helps them become streamers because they're not necessarily on-screen personalities, but they've learned from me and I've learned from them. So it's beautiful when everything goes hand in hand.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was missing, and that's why I was really, really, really excited about getting with a team like you, Trey and Jay, Jonah, and the team that he's put together now. That way, I can just do do my part, and everybody else do their thing. I don't have to worry about.
And look at it.
Yeah.
Look at the team though. Jonah's very good with structure. He's the leader, planning everything. I could never do what he do because it's a lot. Like that's not me. Like, but just for my role as itself as a on-screen personality, a reactor guy, a guy that reports news, a broadcaster, perfect. Trey and Jay, Trey, great entertainer. Both of them are great entertainers. Like I don't know them that deeply, but I watch their work.
Yeah.
They're great at what they do. And I'm seeing you with the podcast. You're great at what you do. So everybody has these different things that they're good at. We all bring it together. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think this whole thing is going to be great because he's specifically chosen great people to do, and they're good at what they do. He's not asking us to do everything. Jonah's doing the main stuff. We're just doing our part. Like we're just a piece of the pie that's doing our part.
Yeah.
I love that because I can focus on what I do best. I don't got to focus on the planning or this or that, like talking to esports guys like that. I just want to be on an on-screen personality.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Can you imagine like trying to edit all of this stuff by yourself?
Oh man. I can barely edit my own stuff on a regular basis.
Editing,
like,
man.
Yeah, I like it, but I don't like the time that it takes to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
I like the finished product, but I don't like and because I stream for a lot of hours,
right?
It takes away time from that, and that's what I really like to do is stream. So the editing part, it isn't fun to spend all that time. I like the finished product though. So
that's a fact. That's
yeah.
But every time I start editing something, if I edit, I always like, all right, we got to do this just so we can enjoy the end results, man. And before we move on, Twitch, Kick, Twitch, Kick. What made you like maintain your content on Twitch and not move over to Kick?
This is a great question. I feel like you must have knew something. I don't know if you heard something. I was just talking about this like a couple streams ago, and I'm glad you brought that up. And because a lot of people ask me, well, Retro, why haven't you gone on Twitch yet, Kick yet? Because they got 95% payout. You're going to get all your money, and the answer is simple. I feel like I'm starting over. People got to realize that.
Yeah,
it's not that simple just to say, okay, Twitch fan base, I'm moving to Kick. Go follow me. Everybody's not going to do that. I'm already somewhat established on Twitch, so and so there are people on Kick. And most of them people from Kick came from Twitch. I'm sure most, actually all, because Kick wasn't a thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to grow that exponentially as everybody thinks it's going to be. The payout is cool, but people have to realize I still have to go through the affiliate process to even get a payout. Yeah. So I still got to get the required followers or whatever it is to even get the payout.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if I'm working towards that, I'm losing out on money on Twitch. So I might as well stay where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm already established for it. People already know me for it. On top of the fact that because people have migrated to Kick, I've gotten even more viewers because it's not as saturated as it was because people have moved over. So now my channel is getting more attention now because there's not as many content creators on Twitch. You know what I'm saying?
Fire perspective, man. Like I never thought about it like that. Cool.
Yeah. So now all the big guys that were on Kick, you know what I'm saying? That was on Twitch that moved to Kick. Their channels are over there, but I'm getting more exposure because there are people like me that just don't want to migrate like everybody else. People are loyal. Don't get me wrong, Twitch is not perfect. They've done their fair share of things that I'm like, what the hell are you doing? But I've been loyal to them, and granted, the payout ain't 95%. I'm wondering even how long that's going to sustain, because I'm even trying to figure out how they're even doing that now. I don't think you can sustain that for years and years. At some point, it's going to drop down to 60%, whatever. I just don't see a company that came out of nowhere being able to maintain a 95%. And so instead of me having to start over, I'm just continuing to build my brand. You know what I'm saying? And continue what I'm doing. There's no need to feel like I just feel like resetting from 0 followers and starting, it's not going to be as easy as people think. I asked people that have done that. Yeah. And I said, so is he any different? And people like, it's getting there, but I'm already there. So I don't want to,
such a gradual thing for someone that's not that doesn't have a huge following, that you can just snap your
Mm-hmm.
fingers and everybody will just move with you. You know,
Exactly.
it will
Exactly.
it
It
will have to
sounds good
be.
with the people that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
No, no, go ahead, man. I
I
was
would say it sounds good when it's like a guy with 1 million followers from Twitch goes over to Kick.
mm-hmm.
I mean, shit. I mean, he's not gonna get all 1 million, but damn,
Yeah. You'll
he
get
gonna get at
enough.
least 60% of that. So I
Yeah.
mean, but that's not the reality with people like me and
Mm-hmm.
other people. Like we don't have that kind of following where we can snap our fingers and half our fan base goes over there. It's not like that. So I might as well stay where I'm at and make the money I'm making and continue to build my brand. Now I'm not closing the door on any Kick possibility, but right now this doesn't make sense to me. Like
Right.
other than the money part, which sounds good. Now, don't get me wrong, it's appealing to be able to make 95% of everything you make. But at the same time, the way I look at it with Twitch, okay, we already know Twitch gets a cut out of the bits and subs. Okay, here's my Cash App. Just send it to me Cash App.
Mm-hmm.
I can get 100% of my shit through Cash App, PayPal. You don't have to send me bits or subs. Just Cash App me. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna give me money and subs on Kick, you can just transition that to a Cash App, and it's the same thing.
I was always thinking like how I don't know anyone that's made it on Kick, that switched over from Twitch to Kick. And once I go and just look at my my people that have migrated over to Kick, it's not as lit as it was on Twitch, but I've seen some actually like do a little bit better than they were on Twitch, but their following was small, like kind of small. So
yeah,
maybe they had like 10 people, 10 very loyal people that's in their stream on Twitch every day. Now those same 8 or 9 people, now it's 8 or 9 people in their like their Kick stream. You know what I mean? So it's a very, very interesting thing to see how that all played out. Like once Kick started up out of nowhere, and people were just like, "Yeah, I'm gone. You go into
people
their streams."
Just jump ship. Like, did you even analyze everything? Like this was like I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
One thing I don't like is when somebody carbon copies shit. Be original. Look at Kick. It's the same interface as Twitch, but green. Literally, it's the same interface.
Right.
So all you did was copy the interface and say we're going to pay you more. I don't like that. I'm big on originality. There isn't another Twitch. You know, Twitch has been around for a minute. Justin TV, if you remember that, it's been around for a long time. So like Twitch is whatever you want to say about Twitch, it's been original. Now the fact that Kick is copying Twitch tells you a lot about Kick. Like you couldn't even make your interface even different. You just copied the same coding but made it green. I don't like that. I like creative and like original. Kick, there's nothing about Kick that's creative or original other than the fact that they're paying you more. And so I don't even think they're going to sustain that.
I was always wondering about like this Twitch, like do they own Kick or do they own a piece of it or something like that? Or how are they getting away with?
I thought the same thing because I don't understand how you can use the same coding and not be sued for that. Like part of me was wondering the same thing. I was like, do Twitch got some part in this? But I'm like, at the same time, because to allow a company to basically use everything you do, subs, bits, the same interface, Twitch gotta be getting some kind of cut out of that to allow another company to basically be you and pay you more. But part of me thinks like is that really the case though? Because I heard that the guy that left Twitch that made Kick came from Twitch and he left because he wasn't fucking with Twitch. So I don't think it really is Twitch got a piece of it. I don't know. Those are something I do not know.
And then,
but I know I'm sticking to where I'm sticking to.
I heard a rumor that Kick was started about this huge gambling company, maybe or something like or sports betting.
I think they got one of the big Twitch guys to be the face of it. I think he's behind some gambling stuff, like you said.
Yeah. Let's talk, man. This is one thing that we were laughing at during our last meeting. Or during the our last top 5 videos. The video was what the hell? You know what I'm talking about, man?
Yeah, the clips. Yeah,
the clip contest, right?
Yeah.
Yo, so we were laughing at this, man. OnlyFans, right? So what the like? What is that? Like, were you?
Okay, so you talking about in relation to me,
Yeah.
or how I feel about? Okay, well, in terms of me, okay. So here's the thing. So what I mentioned earlier about self-reflecting and looking in the mirror and being you. I actually saw a post earlier about do not be afraid to be the real you.
Okay.
And for the longest time, I was always suppressing things about me that I just didn't think people would like, and so I wouldn't do it. So I'd always joke years of 2021 late. I'm gonna make an OnlyFans page. It piqued curiosity, but I never did it because I just thought people were just joking about it. So I said, let me go out on a limb and just actually do it. And surprisingly, it's the one of the more things that people subscribe to of mine. Now what's on there, I'm not gonna get too graphic into what's on there per se, but the idea behind it is no longer suppressing what you do best. If you make content, you make content.
Yeah.
There's an audience of yours that wants to see that side of you. Not everybody, but there's an audience that wants to see that. Why are you depriving them of that when you can just make it? You know if you make it, people won't watch it.
Yeah.
So and honestly, I think that mindset came from the fact I left my job and any way I can make income, I'm gonna make income. And if that means doing something I know people are gonna watch and I'm good at, fine. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that came from. It's just like, look, let's no longer have the shackles on. Let's take the shackles off and let's just be you and do what you do. And to no surprise to me, people actually subscribe to it because that's one of the things that I'm good at, and there is a market for that even on Twitch. As a matter of fact, I was watching, it was one lady on Twitch, which surprised me, whole titties out and everything. She was painting on her titties.
Oh yeah, I saw that, and that was on the front page, dude. Like
front page.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, so wait, Twitch is promoting this? I thought y'all was anti-nudity.
Right.
So I don't know what the fuck going on. But the point is, like, I was like, you know what? Let me get on my shell and do something. It was going to fail or wasn't going to fail, but I had to try it to see. And people subscribe to it, so I was like, well, fuck it, let's keep it going. But I would have never known unless I tried it. So, it's one of those kind of things.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
You just gotta take a leap of faith and try shit.
I don't know what you're doing on there, but you said you're doing something that you're good at. So
I'm not doing nothing too graphic. Like it's nothing on there where you be like, oh my god. But right now it's a lot of talking. It's like people ask me questions about certain things in that realm. I'll answer them. I have not shown anything wild yet. There's nothing on there that's super wild yet. There is one video on there that's like, okay, borderline, but it's nothing on that's crazy wild. Like you're watching me have a whole session. Like, it's nothing like that. I'm trying to grow into that part of it.
Okay.
But right now it's more so people's interest being piqued a little bit. Like it's like a teaser, not giving you everything, but it's enough to get you satisfied, but nothing full blown crazy. Not yet, at least. And, it's funny. I would never before want to talk about something like this. That's how I know I've grown. That I don't even mind talking about this kind of shit no more. Because once upon a time, I wouldn't even want to touch this subject because it was weird to me. But when you living out yourself and you're just being yourself, there's no shame in your game when you know you are you and you're being you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Got it, man. You touched everything. Pause. You got your hands on everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, because what's there to hide? This world is so crazy now. It's so much. I feel like ever since 2020, this world has taken a turn for some on the worst in some weird ways. And I feel like it's a low key reminding, telling you like, look, go out there and live your life and be yourself. This world may be coming to an end, and if you up here not living your true purpose before this world ends, then you've missed out. And it's no longer time for me to be sitting around hoping that I do this or wishing I did this. It's time to go out and do it. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm loving. That's why I left my job. I just got tired of it. I wanted to be me, and I love it. And that's just words of advice for anybody that's like on the fence of trying to take a leap of faith, but they scared. Yeah. Just do it. Just do it. Yep.
And you know what? You're right. Like ever since 2020, it feels like something was taken out of this dimension or this the universe. Something's extremely off. You can just feel it in the air for some reason. That's how I feel anyway.
literally you can feel it. You can feel in the air. Like really, I agree with you.
So
I can't get into too much detail about that because I ain't that conversation ain't probably ain't meant for podcast. But it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff going on, government wise, and there's a lot of things being manipulated behind the scenes. COVID was. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. COVID initially to me scared me until I realized there's nothing to be scared about. And when you really look deeper into, and all of a sudden now COVID practically disappeared. You know what I'm saying? I thought we was gonna be dealing with this for the next 20 something years the way it was going. I'm not wearing no mask for no damn 20 years. Like something's got to give here.
You know, I got it in April, right? Like May.
I mean, yeah, it's still. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it's still out there, but you don't hear them talking about it as much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There was one point in time on the news, cases here, cases there.
Oh my God.
400,000 people died. You know, all the time. Now you barely hear about it.
Right. Like you said, that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother layer of conversation that could be had for fucking forever, man. Because I'm really like. We're just gonna move on, man. And I want to talk about your merch. You know, like you said you had help. You had someone help.
That's a shame. I'm not even wearing it. I don't know why the hell I'm not even wearing it now. I just realized I should be wearing my merch, but yeah, I had a lot of help with it. I don't. The only hand I have in my merch is letting them know what I'm looking for in the design. As far as the actual work itself, so right now we got bucket hats, we got hoodies, t-shirts, sandals, mugs. We were going to get tennis shoes, but something happened with that. But so yeah, we got a little bit of everything right now. But basically, I tell them like, look, right now most of the designs we got is representing the gang. So we got this one merch. I'm so mad I don't have it. I don't have it right in front of me. But there's one design I got. It's called Retro Gang, and it's literally faces of the people that started this channel. So my face is on there and some other OG faces. So we got their faces on there. We got a picture of them, and then our artist Juice basically redesigned it in a more not cartoonish, but more of a, I don't know what the word is, silhouette. I don't know what the wording is,
I see it now. It is like like a silhouette type of deal.
Yeah. So he took those faces and we put it on there called the OGs. There's another one called Retro Gang where it's literally all the people that, like I said, started the channel. We're working on one for just mods only. We're working on one for VIPs. So yeah, basically I just tell them what I'm looking for. We just dropped a new one a couple months ago, my birthday. Actually, we still in July, but yeah, in June. It's called Chilling and Vibing. So it's me with I used to smoke a bong a lot on the channel. I don't really smoke the bong like that no more, but it was me smoking a bong. And that's what I was known for. It's called Chilling and Vibing. I always live with chilling. We're just chilling and vibing. Got a bong, light that bitch up on the stream, you know. So, but I just tell them what I want. They present it in their image. You know what I'm saying? I give them full creative control. I just tell them what I'm looking for. Now, as far as how they want to go about making it is up to them. They give me the sketch, and do you like it or do you not like it? What do you want to change with it? I let them know, and then we produce it. But we used to be on Stream Elements, but now we're on Teespring, because Teespring gave us a little bit more control and a little bit more extra creativity in terms of colors and shit. So yeah, that's basically the merch. But honestly, the merch has been a work in progress. We started that in 2021. Yeah. And good Lord, that's why you got to have a team. The planning and everything that went behind that, one person can't do that. I could not do it. The design, the putting it on there, the coloring. That's we took so much time to work on that. Yeah. It's crazy how much planning we did, but I love it, man. I love it. And there are people in the game that have it, and we're working on a package or a promo package with showing people off with the merch and shit. So it's gonna be fun. We're working on a commercial package where we're gonna get people and that have the merch to kind of pose in it for like a commercial like thing to advertise some more. So we got some things cooking, and it's just great.
I think that's dope. I think the way y'all set out and did it, fire, and the end results looks amazing. It looks like a high end, like a it looks like a very very high end store. It looks like it's the shit. Like, so y'all, game changers, go out there and grab that merch, grab that retro gang merch.
And here's the thing, Diddy. Like, and here's the thing, like, it's not easy because you got to remember there's so many different designs. Like it's hard to be creative now because I mean most things you look at, oh, I've seen that somewhere before. I can tell you most people haven't seen that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going for. Is I don't want to create an image that someone can say, oh, I've seen that in Five Below, or I've seen that in Hot Topic. You know, I don't want no design like that. I want something that people can say, I've never seen this before. And even if it's not like a big seller, I can always go back and pride myself on being original and saying that no one else has this design. You know, and that's what matters to me more than anything.
Yeah, and you know what I wanted to mention earlier, because I freestyled the intro in my head like all day, and I wanted to mention that you come off as someone that really cares about their community and what you're doing and what you're presenting to the people. And I think that like when you see someone that does that, it shows up into their finished product or what they're presenting to the people. And it's ever since you said your first word when we were in that Twitch in the clip contest, not the last one, but the one before that, where you had I think you had on shades or something like that. So
yeah,
I was like, yeah, man, it seems like he really he cares about what the hell he's doing, man. I think that's really dope. I wanted to tell you that. You know.
Well, I appreciate that, and that's great because we, like I said, we barely even know each other. So that's great that you can have those words for a guy that you just recently met. You know what I'm saying? And I'm good. That's how I am. Like I can see people quickly within, and I can feel their energy, the kind of energy is going to be within seconds of talking to them. And so that's a great thing that you have. And getting back to the point of the community, like, look, I wouldn't be here without the community. So it's nothing for me to give back because this wouldn't be, and we're still growing. We're still a small channel, but none of this would be possible without any of them supporting. So it's nothing to give back and create collaboration, create a community. Because if you look at the most successful channels, they have a community. They have a community of people that all know each other. They know each other by name. They can all joke with each other. Like it's not. I've been in some channels, 100 people in there, literally. Only the people watch only talking to the broadcast and not talking to nobody else
each other
but the broadcast. Yeah, that's not how it is over there. You got people there's like 3 different conversations going on between people, and it's funny when as a broadcaster I'm reading all this. I'm like, oh, these two are talking about something, and these two are talking. Oh, and this person talking to me. It's so much going on in the chat, and I love that because it's like it's not just about me. It's about everybody being able to chat and vibe with each other, and so. Without that community, there would be no me. I can get on camera as much as I want, as many days as I want. But if I don't have a community backing me, this channel would be not the same. It wouldn't be the same flavor if it wasn't, that camaraderie with everybody. So I have to give back, and it's, and I honestly I don't know how to entertain or perform without putting somebody on. I'm always putting somebody on the best way I can because I really didn't have nobody to put me on like Twitch. I kind of grown mostly on my own until it started getting to be a thing, but I had to kind of work to put. So one thing I want to do is help people to get started. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not easy. Twitch doesn't do a really the best of jobs of growing per se. You really got to get rated a lot and shit and really interact with a lot of streams to really know people. But they don't have an algorithm where it's like all you gotta do is stream and you'll get noticed. It's not like that. It's not like that. I got a lot of my community. Well, a lot of eyes that's on my channel is because of other raids and shit that put me on. You know what I'm saying? That was more so to like now. But when I first started, I wasn't getting raids like that. Nothing to, so I had to kind of work for that. So it's nothing for me to just give back to the community.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Cause like I had help like early on, like people like Merciless Badass, Jay Jonah. They gave me their channels to to stream my podcast. I thought that was dope because they were at the time well hell shit even still now they were way bigger than my channel. I had like a couple hundred people or something like that, at that time. I'm talking about YouTube, and so the Murder Show actually streamed the podcast on his channel, and that helped me out tremendously. Like back in those days, Jay Jonah did the same thing, man. But you're taking it to a point of yours to make sure you pull other people up, man. That's fire.
You got to, because honestly, I forgot what the saying was, but you can't grow without people. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's an anomaly, the one or two people that do that. But in order to really grow, you have to collab with people, but it has to be natural. I always try to. That's the thing. It's natural.
Mm-hmm.
People always try to go out there follow this, and no, this doesn't work. You have to genuinely care about other people and care about what they do in order for you to grow the right way. Because because people can see right through you if that follow for follow kind of person. I've never been that kind of person.
Yeah,
That's why that's not how you grow organically or forcing yourself upon someone. I don't never force myself. I literally get on stream. I do what I do. Either you like it or you don't like it.
Yeah.
What I do is not everybody's cup of tea. The X-rated TV-14 is not everybody's cup of tea. So, but the people that love it, they love it. And I don't change myself for anybody when it comes to this streaming tip. So if you don't like it, fine, you can go find somebody else. We say it all the time. We play Jackbox on Fridays, and some people don't like the rules that we have. I say you got to follow the play. Like people just come in there and just insert themselves. Like I use the analogy. It's like walking into somebody's home with carpet, with your shoes on, dirty shoes, just walk all over the carpet and don't speak to nobody. Like, how you gonna walk into somebody's stream and don't introduce yourself and, hey, can I play? You just step on people, step all over people's shit, not speak. You know what I'm saying? So people don't like that. People don't like that I had those rules that you gotta speak and follow. Well, you can always go find another channel.
Yeah.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, but we're not gonna change how we do things because to cater to people. We are who we are, and there's a level of respect that comes with that. People respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta have morals, you gotta have principles. And when you have a community that stands by that, they're not gonna allow one guy to just come in to my shit and just dictate what they want.
Right.
They will get pushed out the door. The community, I don't gotta say them half the time. The community will push them out the door automatically. You're not welcome here. And so the community have my back as much as I have their back. It goes hand in hand, and I love it.
That's a dope rule to have. You have to follow and you have to say hello, introduce yourself. Hey,
something, you know what I'm saying? Like people just come in there and don't say nothing. I'm like, what?
Right. That's a dope rule, man. The future for Retro Recap. What's it looking like? What do you have coming up for your community for you, like content wise?
So we're transitioning the Twitch channel. The Twitch channel in a few months is going to be strictly a game show channel. It's going to be, so right now it's been like a blend of a little bit of everything. So it's gaming, game show, podcasting, and then we got our regular gameplays or whatever. It's going to strictly be a game show. So I'm working on a weekly lineup of games that we're going to be doing nightly on certain days, and it's going to have a lineup of games. I have contestants that sign up for certain days, and we'll get them on. So it's gonna be like I don't know. You said you was deep in the game show, but like back in the day, I think they still do it, but it was Jeopardy. I think it was Wheel of Fortune at 7 or Jeopardy at 7, Wheel of Fortune at 7:30. It was something else after that. It was like every night you knew you could count on those kind of shows on at that time. That's kind of what I'm going for is. Nightly, you can expect these games, these contestants, and then at some point we'll evolve into giveaways and maybe people put into the pot and then we'll give away accordingly and stuff like that. So that's what I'm working on. And then the other stuff that I do now, like the gameplays, will go on YouTube and shit. So I think podcasting is going to stay on there and game shows, and everything else is going to go to YouTube. I'm trying to get a nice little blend of. I'm trying to utilize my platforms, like. You know, that's another reason why I don't want to do Kick, because I'm already doing too much as it is. I got Twitch, I got YouTube, I do live streams on Instagram. Like I got too many different places, and I'm not trying to oversaturate myself. So that's another reason why I don't need Kick. But I'm trying to give my platforms a different feel. And so game shows on Twitch, podcasts on Twitch, then gameplays and reaction videos will go on YouTube. Just trying to give it a different, so when you come over there, you're not, oh, this is the same thing he do on Twitch. Like I want to give you a different feel. So that's what I'm working on now. And of course the podcast coming up in November will be season 3. So we're working on a new map. Jonah's coming up on Wednesday. Yeah. But we're gathering up new guests for season 3. At some point, I want to change the style up a little bit, but it's hard to change the style up because we meet so many new people, and the more new people we get, they want to be on the podcast. So right now, into the well run drive, the podcast is gonna be centered around a community spotlight, having a member from the community get on and let's rap. You know what I'm saying? But ideally, I would want to transition that to more of a traditional podcast where it's topic based, and I kind of just like flush out ideas about certain topics or current events.
Yeah.
But right now, what's working is working. Honestly, I don't see too many people that pull guests from their community on a weekly basis like I do. So right now my podcast is unique because, like you said earlier, it's hard to get guests on frequently. You know what I'm saying? In a perfect world, I would love to do a podcast twice a week, but it's hard to pull guests once a week.
Yeah, it is.
I'm surprised I'm able to pull it off. And even every week for me is not a person. Like we may go a week here, a week there without a person. So it's hard. But ideally it ain't broke. So I'm gonna continue to run this style. But ideally I want to have a conventional podcast where it's topic related.
Gotcha. If you ever run out of spots, man, or if you just don't have a guest, man, hit me up, man. I would love to come on to another podcast.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like Jonah's on there, and here's the thing with me. I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Just have good vibes and good energy.
Right.
I can take care of the rest. I'll make you feel like like everybody that's been on there always say they have a good time. I've never heard one person say, it could have been better. Everybody has a good time because I make sure when you get in that chair, I run down what we're gonna talk about. And here's the thing that I think people like the most about it. The podcast is about them. So they ain't gotta do too much overthinking about shit. Right. Because I know sometimes if you're topic based and the person's not heavily into that topic, they may get on there and not know what to talk about. But when you get on there and you say the topic is about you, anybody can talk about themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I make it easy for people. Just get on there and talk about yourself. I'll ask the questions. It's about you. Whatever you feel comfortable about, talk about it. So everybody has a good time because it's about them. Everybody likes a little spotlight. I like a little spotlight like this right now. I like it because it's spotlighting me. I like it. So yeah, I definitely. We'll definitely get you on at some point, man. Like I love talking to people. I love talking to people, and on top of the fact you do podcasts, like I've interviewed two people that do podcasts, but most people are just from the community. But it's great to talk to people that do podcasts because I know when you do get on there, we're gonna talk about the ins and outs of how you do your podcasting. Because I'm curious to hear how you do your behind the scenes work. Because I can learn. I'm not a perfect podcaster by no stretch. I want to learn how different ways people do podcasts, and I want to incorporate my own style. Right. And the key word is my own style. Like I'm big on originality and creativity. I may see how you do things, but I'm not going to sit there and copy and paste. I want to learn how you do things. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to copy. I just want to learn. And so I want to learn how other people do their podcast, because there's always things I can learn from.
Dude, I got some podcast war stories, dog. It's been 7 years. Man,
oh man.
I've seen some
I believe you.
Some ups and downs, highs and lows, man. I've seen a lot of shit come and go since I've been doing this stuff, man.
Yeah. And that's all part of growth, man. You gotta have those trials and tribulations in order to grow. If everything was perfect, you would never be able to learn from anything. Right.
That's a fact. And then the appreciation to where things are now and where things are going is very high right now for me. And so you're planning to transition your Twitch channel into game shows only, and that's going to be fire, right? So I got to ask you this question: what's your top 5 video games of all time, man? Like you.
Okay. This question always stumps me because it's hard for me to pick 5. Okay, so most of the games I'm gonna mention are retro games because I just nostalgia is everything for me. I don't know if I can give you an order of ranking of the top 5, but I'll give you 5 games that are my favorite.
Gotcha.
Not in any particular order because it's hard to really rank these.
Right.
I'm a big Donkey Kong guy, so Donkey Kong 64 is one of my favorite games of all time. I just love everything about the the collecting, the collectibles, the worlds, the boss fights, and the replay value. Like, I still go back. I play Donkey Kong still at least once a year the last 3 years. It's that good. Super Mario 64. There's another one. I can't even pick a Sonic game. I can't, because all of the old school songs are really.
Yeah.
I could jumble them all into one game.
Right.
Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic CD, all of them, and then the 3D one, Sonic Adventure 2. Like, I mean, really, I'm not going to sit there and break them down into different. Those Sonic games could be my third game, because all of them are fun to play.
Yep.
And then in terms of, and I'll go a little bit more modern now with these last two, because they were my favorite to play in terms of just the era that it was, and that was when peak multiplayer was at its best, and that would be Modern Warfare 2.
Oh yeah.
I think Black Ops 2 Black Ops 2 is my favorite Call of Duty, but in terms of the time frame, the era, there's nothing better than peak MW2. There's nothing. And peak MW2 was at its best. Everybody was on that motherfucker. Everybody was playing that thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's the best COD, but I think the peak time that it's my most favorite one to play, because it was just everything about that time, that 2009, 2010, 2011, everything about that was just prime gaming. And then I'm a big Gears of War guy, and so probably Gears of War 2 would be Gears of War 2, Gears of War 1, probably Gears 2 would be my fifth favorite game, just because I love everything about Gears. And then we was doing game battles back then. I was so heavily into what Gears of War and Modern Warfare 2 was back then.
Yeah.
Game battles, clan battles, everything about it. It's crazy talking about it now, because it seems so long ago, but at the same time it seems so soon. I don't know if it makes sense, but it's crazy how time has been moving. But I was so heavily invested in those games, even when I was in college. Like, those games were more important than college work at the time. Like, that's how much it consumed me. Like, I was missing class because of MW2. It was that good. Like, I remember I had this one class, this one biology class. It was an 8 a.m. class. I think I probably missed at least 40% of the classes there because of Call of Duty. Niggas would stay up all night playing Call of Duty and did not want to wake up to go to class. Like, it was like it consumed me that much. Like, and granted, I don't want to get into the college topic, but college is a scam. But in terms of they got a lot of money. I'm sorry, they got a lot of money out of me. I don't think I got much out of it, you know, other than I mean, what I wanted to go to college for. You got to go through all the gen ed classes to even get. So it was a waste. But nonetheless, the Call of Duty consumed so much of my time. It was just that good. So I would say Mario 64, Donkey 64, the Sonic collection, Gears, and MW2 would be my favorite games. And that's just off the top of my head. There's other games I'm probably forgetting, but those are the ones I remember off the top of my head that were my favorite to play.
Yeah, that's a dope list, man. Because I didn't show up on the multiplayer, online multiplayer card scene until MW3. You know why? The reason why is because I burnt games for my Xbox. I never played online because I was burning games. I never could turn it on because you would brick your Xbox instantly, right? And so I was playing campaign far as like Call of Duty wise up until MW3. And like you said, when I was a kid, like Sonic, all the Sonic drops on Sega Genesis, right? What's the shit, man?
I love them. Love it.
That's a dope list. Nobody's mentioned Sonic, because I always used to ask this question like back on the old podcast, top 5 video games, and nobody mentioned Sonic, man.
Nobody understands the greatness of Sonic. I've been playing Sonic since Sega Genesis days. I didn't follow that damn blue hedgehog all over. I didn't went from Sega Genesis Sonic. I went to Sega Saturn. I went to Sega Dreamcast Sonic. The Game Boy Advance games, the Advance 1 and 2, Nintendo GameCube Sonic, the Xbox Sonic, with then Sonic Mania a couple years ago, and then Sonic Frontiers that came out last year. I've been following this damn thing for 25 plus years. Like, Sonic is just he's just me at this point. Like, when people know me, they know they first thing they say, "Oh, Retro loves Sonic." Like I love Sonic more than Mario.
I was
like,
just about to
that's how
ask you
deep it
this,
is.
Sonic or Mario? That's what I was going to ask you.
Now Mario games piss me off. Like they make me rage. Mario games make me rage more than anything. Like I got a whole collection of videos on YouTube of just me raging on Mario games. But at the same time, I love them. I love Mario. I really do. Like because it's something Mario's been around for a long time, and for you to be able to put out content with that same character as your primary says a lot about you. Mario games, there's a certain level, but it's just not the same as Sonic though. Sonic is different, but Mario was right up there with him. And then Donkey Kong, and then yeah.
What about Zelda?
I'm a Zelda guy. I'm not the biggest Zelda guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the biggest Zelda guy. I did want to get that most recent Zelda game, but I'm not a big Zelda guy. Back in the day, it was definitely Sonic, Mario, Donkey Kong, Kirby, Yoshi. Zelda was in the mix, but it was not my main priority.
Right. But our last guest on the podcast, Afrodiac, he said that Zelda, this latest Zelda game, was the greatest. It's the greatest game ever created.
Oh my goodness! Well, shoot, trust me, I want to play it, and it's just a money thing. Trust me, when I get my hands on it, I'm gonna find out for myself. But that's high remarks.
It's big.
That's high remarks to say about the best game ever played.
Yeah, but he's only he's only like 24 years old or something like that. So I don't know. But
I guess you can take that with a grain of salt. But that's still high praise.
That's big.
That's still high praise to say that. But I mean, I gotta play it for myself, but I'm not surprised. People that have played that have told me that game was good. I haven't heard nobody say that, but I have heard people say it's a really good game.
The greatest game of all time.
Yeah, that's let me not rule it out. It's very possible. I played so many good games, and I gotta see for myself before I can say something like that.
He made me want to check it out. I hadn't played a game like that in years, and he makes me want to go just check this thing out, like you said.
Yep.
The greatest of all time, man.
That's high praise right there.
Speaking of high praise, anybody? I guess it's just that time of the podcast where you give your shout outs, you give your love to your team, whoever you want to give some flowers to.
Oh man, there's too many people here, but yeah, I can definitely do that. I mean. Shout out to the core team, the City Johns of the world, the Juice 2099. They're the ones that are closely in hand of what I do when it comes from a planning, structure, creative team. And then of course all the mods, which those two are included, but Colossal, Tiffy B the Great, and then big shout out to all my VIPs, some of my favorite people in the world, Wavy Y and Avery and Smooth Cave, and it's a lot of names, but really the whole community. I mean, I hate really singling people out because really the whole community makes everything work. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves all their flowers because y'all are the ones that come to the stream daily. Y'all know I stream a lot. Like I put a lot. I mean, I looked at my analytics, close to almost 300 hours a month.
What?
Is when I'm streaming. In most months, especially now since I left my job. It was roughly like 150. When I was working, but it's definitely close to around 300 hours a month. And so it's a lot of hours going into this content. And so that's why I tell Joan, like, sorry, my bad, Joan. If I missed the meeting, my bad. I've been up all night streaming. I love to do it. Like I lose track of time because of all the time I put into streaming. So reality is, considering how much I stream, the fact that all of them come to on a regular basis, all y'all deserve the flowers because I wouldn't be doing it that long and that much if people weren't showing up. So everybody, the whole community deserves, the whole retro gang deserves it. Exactly.
All right, salute to the retro gang, man. Y'all got y'all flowers. Retro himself on the Game Changers podcast, man.
Absolutely.
How can we find the stream? How can we find your socials?
No problem. I have a link tree. I'd be crazy. I don't remember my link tree off the top of my head, but the Twitch is twitch.tv/ yeah, I don't remember the URL, but it's probably linktree.com/recap.
Yeah, retro recap.
Retro recap, probably, yeah. I mean, everything is retro recap. Linktree.com/retro recap. It got everything. Twitch.tv/retro recap. YouTube.com/retro recap with 2 P's. I got a Patreon account. That's where the OnlyFans is at because OnlyFans wouldn't allow me to have an account on OnlyFans because some verification ID nonsense Some of my ID wasn't valid. I'm like, all right, whatever. So all the content's on there. I got some other good stuff on Patreon. If you just want to support the Patreon, you can do that. If you just want to give general support, like $1. But there's other tiers if you're interested in, like I do coaching class tutorials on there. So for $15 a month, $15 a month, it gets you one session of a coaching class along with some editing and some stuff that I can do for you. If you want coaching classes more than once a month, I got other options on there, which the coaching class is in the link tree. It's like $35. You get 2 sessions a month. And I got a list of topics: streaming psychology, streaming setup, audience versus community, audience retention. There's a lot of good categories that I can talk about if you need help with OBS, Stream Elements, Stream Labs, all that good stuff. All that stuff is in the link tree, but so you can go find me on there. I promise you, something in that link tree you'll find worth your time. I promise you.
And what's the 30-day prep? What is that?
So 30-day prep. That's simply me. That gives you well, shit, I got different lingos, but basically you pick a topic from the list of topics that I have, and basically my goal is to get you right within that category within 30 days. You know what I'm saying? That's my promise to you. So
okay, I got you.
What we do is we have a session on the topic that you pick. I monitor your channel, and I give you feedback. We have another session. I give you feedback on what I thought about in that month time frame on the category that you chose. Were you implementing some of the things I mentioned? What were some of the results that I've seen from you trying this out? And if we still need work, then we'll work on it. If you did good. If you need more coaching on a different topic, we can pick a different topic. But my goal is to get you right. Some people need 30 days. Some people only need 60. Some people need 60 days.
Yeah.
Some people need longer than that. It just depends. A lot of the people that are trying to get affiliate status may need more time. A lot of people that are seasoned but maybe just need help with some small things may only need the 30 days. You know what I'm saying? So we got tiers based on whatever level you're at. We got a road to affiliate. That's a big one because everybody, the new streamers are trying to figure out, get their feet wet.
Right.
And so the road to affiliate, we talk about what it takes to get to affiliate, as far as the numbers of followers, the view count, all that stuff. We talk about how to maintain it and grow upon that, because people think, oh, I got affiliate, it's great, it's great, but do you want to expand upon that? Because I mean, not to rain on any type of parade, but affiliate is just one step.
Yeah.
Clap it up, you definitely, but getting affiliate, you still want to grow beyond that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what we talk about in those sessions. So I love doing stream coaching. I love to do it because I've put so much time and effort into what I do that I know I can give back to people that want to learn. But I only factor in serious people. Like, of course, I don't mind if people just want to talk to me on a one-on-one basis. If you want to pay me just to talk, but be serious about wanting to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because people might just want to just have a one-on-one with me. That's fine. But be serious about wanting to learn to get better when it comes to streaming, because that's where my passion is, and that's where my focus is helping you get better. And if you just want to have a conversation in a Discord about anything, we can say that for a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ain't gotta pay anything for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Only for people that are serious about wanting to grow their product. And that's for YouTube as well. I don't do a whole lot of YouTube much, but that coaching can also go for YouTube as well.
Yo, your link tree is bringing the smoke, man.
Yeah, I got a lot of things on there. I'm not looking in there, but there's a lot of different things on there. Like, I was running out of room for some of the stuff on there. Like, but there's literally something for everybody. I got coaching class. I got coaching class. I got Patreon. I got people can buy me food, Cash App, PayPal. I got the podcast sign up link on there. So Diddy, if you want to get on, you can fill that form out if you like. We got a sign up form for that. We got a little bit of everything on Discord. It's everything on there about me, or how you can find me.
Yeah.
There's never an excuse of how do I find Retro. If you have the link tree, you can find me on any of those links. You can reach me on somewhere on there. I'll find you, and I'll reply back to you. That's one thing. I'm not a guy that just don't reply. I reply to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like turning my back on people that genuinely want to reach out to me. And you know how that some people are when they get big and they act like they too good to talk. I'm not that kind of guy. Like, because
they only talk to people that's bigger than them.
Yeah, I don't like that, because that's just like, at some point you were small too. So don't do that when everybody started off small. No one just gets big out of nowhere. So
yeah, it's happened to me a couple of times. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It just means they weren't meant for you.
Right.
And it's all good. Move on.
That's a fact. Well, I guess we're moving up to the closeout, man. Is there anything else that we didn't touch on that we should talk about, or that you want to talk about?
Oh man, we touched on a lot. I mean, the core principles and the core things I want to talk about were definitely talked about. I just want to say thank you for having me on here, allow me to vent, because I do vent and I do talk a lot. That's probably one of my biggest things I do is talk. And so thank you for giving me the avenue and the platform to talk.
Yeah.
And for anybody that listens to this, hopefully you can see me for who I am. I'm a genuine person that cares about community, that cares about people, and I care about people wanting, especially when it comes to streaming. I really care about people being passionate about streaming and people that want to learn more. I'm not saying I'm the only guy out there, but when it comes to me coaching you, I coach you on how I do things. I don't coach you on the generic things that you can go find on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you want to know stylistically how I do things, come to me, because I have a unique style how I present content in a humorous way. And I do humor. I provide wisdom. I provide advice. People think, people always look at me like, you a goofy guy, but at the same time, I can get down and serious and have a conversation about the things that need to be talked about. Right. On some wisdom shit. So, people like that I can be humorous, but also be real. Like we talked about with the leaving my job and focusing on your true purpose.
Yeah.
I take that seriously because this is my life I'm talking about. I'm not just joking around with my life. I left my job without really knowing what was going to happen next. But I took a leap of faith. So if you're really serious about that kind of shit, and you like a guy that's versatile and what he do, then yeah, definitely go check me out. But I appreciate you giving me this platform.
Man, it's one thing about the Game Changers podcast is our platform, man. And I appreciate you coming through and being so candid and giving us the game, man, because that was major, like, to tell that story about you losing your job, or not losing your job, walking away from your job.
Right.
I lost my job during COVID. You know what I mean? So that's just another layer of a conversation that could be talked about whenever I come to your podcast.
Yeah, I will definitely want to dig into that, because I was giving an ad, but like, I guess we can say, but I'll definitely get more out of that, because I would love to know what happened there. But okay, but the whole point is, like, but look what you're doing now. You know what I'm saying? You're enjoying yourself doing podcasting, and so as long as you're enjoying what you do, that means more than a 9-to-5 job. So
yeah, it's definitely a story that I like to tell. I never told it before, so that'll be fun.
Really? Oh well, shit, we're gonna have to definitely take that. Okay, great.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, just sign up, and whatever, we're gonna get a time that works for you.
Yeah,
works time for we'll probably most likely get you in season 3, because I think we already booked up for this season, but that'll be around like November, December. So as long as that time works for you, we'll definitely get you on.
Sure, man, for sure. And you can find me, diddyonasis, at diddyonasis or Card Show Podcast on all socials, because I have multiple. I do multiple things, so you can follow me for the Card Show Podcast, and I'm about to start clipping up some stuff and putting out content for the Game Changers Podcast via the Card Show Podcast, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can also find me for that same type of content on YouTube at Card Show Podcast on YouTube. Soon, very, very soon, we're gonna present the audio for Game Changers Podcast on Card Show Podcast on Spotify. And man, that's another story. My whole library of interviews and podcasts, 6 years worth of content, audio, was removed, man. It was removed. That's another story, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, you can find me, diddyonasis, everywhere. You can, hopefully you guys are tuning in for all of the COD MVPs and the AEU content that we're presenting to you guys almost every Saturday. You know what I mean? So tune in to the MVPs channels and all the socials to follow more content. All right. Good people. I'm out here, man. The Game Changers podcast with my man, RetroRecap, man. Appreciate it, dude.
Thank you.
It was everything that I thought it was gonna be, and then some, man.
Likewise, and like I said, thank you for the opportunity, man. More ears to hear me and hear you, the better it is, man. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, brick by brick, baby. Well, we're gonna close it out. As always, live life, show love, be great, and always keep the kill feed lit. It's been your guy diddyonasis, the Game Changers podcast. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace.
Man, appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, no problem. That was fun.